Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and very happy Independence Day. Let me congratulate you today that we have with us Mr. Shrenik Shah. He is a cancer warrior. Why I call him warrior? That despite going through such a dreaded disease, he is the epitome of courage. He is the epitome of conviction. He is the epitome of dedication. And ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shah has come long way, and he is the one who is inspiring the masses globally, not in India, in the world over. You will be surprised to know that by now he has inspired around 30,000 plus cancer patients. He has put the energy in them, he has encouraged them, he has helped them in negotiating their hurdles. Mr. Shah is a gentleman from Gujarat. You will be happy to know that he is been awarded the Man of Courage in the year 2021. He is a person who is ambassador of global ambassador and specifically the ambassador of state of Gujarat. He is also captivating global inspirational speaker. He is also a achiever, super achiever India 2021 with the Man of Courage title. Surely he is the man of courage. And why I call him a passion warrior? Because after winning that battle with the cancer, he is living the life of passion. And his passion is to inspire the people, to heal the people, to counsel the people world over of any kind of dreaded disease. So this is a very brief introduction by me. Let me now hear from Mr. Shah only. He will tell about something about himself. Mr. Shah, over to you. You may like to just give little background of yourself and the thing which you have gone through yourself. Over to you, Mr. Shah.
Thank you, Kanatsam. Thank you so very much for a very graceful introduction. And on this specific day, 75th Independence Day, I would love to dedicate this session to the all army individuals of India, and I would like to salute all of them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shah. I think you would like to tell something more about yourself.
Yeah, yes, I am. But Kannada, I would like to have a liberty of playing a small song, and the song is from a very popular, known throughout the world as मेरी आवाज मेरी पहचान है उनका सॉन्ग मुझे आप सबको सुनाना है इन वोट टेक मोर देन अ मिनट
Yeah, sure, sure. Beautiful song of Lata Mangeshkar. Yeah.
So, Kannada, this is my short introduction. I'm living in the moment.
Yes.
I don't bother about tomorrow.
Yes.
And I would say I'm having God's grace. I am 360-degree well wished by known and unknown faces and too many dignitaries, distinguished people like you for last so many years. And well, this is my 24th year as a vocal cord cancer survivor. Feb, 5th September, that is next month. I will be starting my 25th year as a vocal cord cancer survivor. I believe that there must be too many eh, vocal cord cancer survivor in India and the world over. And see, basically, I am a businessman, and that too from Gujarat, Ahmedabad, and Gujarat. Well, you pretty well know the current prime minister is also from Gujarat. So I mean, I would say it is a privilege and God's grace of doing things something differently, and that's what I wanted to do it. And fortunately, I'm having so much of uh, support from individuals, institutions, and whatnot. So, well, to speak a bit about myself, originally I am a businessman. I have traveled the world over for my export business, some 200 trips in about 10 years' time, and till first album 1997 I was making absolutely normally like any human being. And I must tell you beforehand that I had no habit of tobacco. I have never smoked. I'm strict vegetarian and non-alcoholic. These are some of the facts I would like to share with you. On top of that, during first half of 1997, my voice, normal voice, turned into hoarseness, and later it turned into whispering. I had lost about more than 15 kilos of weight, and I had acute breathlessness, acute breathlessness to the extent
So, Mr. Saha,
that it was, yeah,
so Mr. Saha, you said that 24 years back you were absolutely normal. You didn't have any problem, and suddenly this erupted, and you had a problem. So, can you tell me what was your childhood and what was your teenage years before this? What was the life before this? Then we will talk about what is the life after this.
definitely. Well, two things I would like to share. Concept number one, I learned English, writing English alphabet for the very first time in 8th standard.
Okay, okay,
I mean, writing in four-liners note. So that is when I learned alphabet in 8th standard, as I said earlier. And say, I am the youngest, uh, the family member of my parents. And one more thing I must share with you that I traveled. out of Ahmedabad for the very first time to Mumbai at the age of 20. So, this was what the lifestyle at that point of time. And, it is quite opposite now. Nowadays, a 6 months or even 1 year child might be going to US, Australia. But I traveled to Mumbai for the very first time at the age of 20.
So it's so inspiring that before the cancer happened, you were literally your homebound, state bound, or maybe your town bound, and you hardly moved out, maybe up to Bombay. And the moment you've gone through this life changing event in your life of winning the cancer or defeating the cancer, rather, you have been traveling, means you said 200 times you have gone to the world over right now, means how the transformation from such a homebound person who learned English only when he was in eighth class, and suddenly he's become a such an inspiring personality of giving, encouraging, and inspiring the people the world over. So how that this transformation took place once you have gone through after this? You may like to speak something about this.
Yeah, most certainly same. At the age of 35, I entered into international business, and I was exporting the colors for textile, for leather, paper, ink, etc. And marketing was one of the stuffs I have in my DNA. So I would say, and when people were scared traveling to South America at that time, that is in 1985, 1986, I was traveling to South America 4 5 times in a year for developing business. For 6 years in a row, I had represented American, Japanese company and American company as a sourcing agent in India for the requirement of the other for the import of chemicals from India. So 6 years I have served. And one more thing I would like to share with you, Kanata, during that time you will be definitely fascinated to listen. I was boarding 7 times in 30 hours, 7 times in 30 hours, all the way from Ahmedabad to Delhi to Amsterdam to Belgium, again back to Amsterdam, and then to Greece. So I mean it was I must say that it was a fascinating life, fabulous life, no complaint. I was enjoying, and I must say that those 10 years I have spent more time at 32,000 feet instead of living at my home. That was the case, and I must remember one thing, that was unparalleled support from my wife Neelam. I mean, during that 10 years, because kids were too small that time, so she looked after my family, she looked after my parents and my kids. So I'm extremely grateful to her for her dedication during that 10 years and even after cancer. And of course, I will be speaking about the care, cancer and caregivers, but I must admit, Kanarsa, that without caregiver, without support of caregivers, the life of any survivor is incomplete. I must admit that. And another important aspect is, like they are doing everything by default. There is no expectation. So this is the, I would say, and I would like to express my deepest gratitude not simply to my wife but all caregivers throughout the world.
Perfect, Mr. Shah. So inspiring your journey after the You have won the cancer, you have defeated the cancer. It's very inspiring. My next question arises, Mr. Shah, that what kind of mindset after this setback you developed, so that rather than people start failing forward, you gone the failing, rather than going the failing forward, people go failing backward. They lose hope in the life, and you have rather encased upon that event, and finally you have achieved what many people, even with the ability, with the able this thing, could have not achieved. So can you just tell about the kind of mindset you have developed from the fixed to the growth mindset?
Yeah, I would love to connect some. Actually, I had never taken cancer as a disease.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, when I was diagnosed, I would say I had a virtual handshake with the death in end of August and first week of September. But then, when I met, when my physician sent me to the cancer surgeon, and he examined me and he said, like, you really don't have, much of the time for undergoing the surgery. Connects up my approach along with my wife was very straightforward and simple. We did not ask single question to the cancer surgeon, Dr. Kulthum Patel here in Ahmedabad. A young guy at that time, age must be around 35, 37, I suppose. So we did not ask any question. It was as simple as bringing car to the garage to the mechanic for the repair. So I just we are not I but we told him, like, we know that we are at the same place. You do whatever you have to do it. We did not ask any single question. Just ask, like, when do you want me to get admitted? I got admitted. My surgery was done in 2 parts. Was on 28th of August, which was a biopsy and performing a stoma in the middle of my throat. And then, a massive surgery after the biopsy report came. That was on 5th September. Another point that I would like to emphasize, probably this is going to be kind of a high hormonal fact. Like, when or doctor, oncologist, or cancer specialist is telling to the patient, and they are deciding that, okay, you are into third stage or you are in the fourth stage. It looks like it is end of the life, but
I
it is really not so. When I was diagnosed, it was stage 4A, and this is my 24th year, as you know. But yes, I must admit one thing, that I had no habit of tobacco or any other stuff, so that is added benefit for me. And again, it is all God's grace of not having recurrent cancer and stuffs like this. So God is exceptionally kind to me.
Of course, Mr. Shah, God is great, and with the God, I think it is the undying spirit of a human being, and which is you, shows that unkind of or undefeated your spirit of living like a king, even after whatever come may, you will live your dreams. But my another question here arises, that the age at which you got developed this disease, uh, people have a lot of dreams, and I'm sure that you also had a lot of dreams. But once this disease must have come upon you, then you might have thought that probably your dreams are shattered. I just want to know that how did you nurture your dreams, which again you continued and you realized those dreams? I'm sure that you might not have never thought of being influencer before that thing. So can you just throw that? Yes. How did you nurture those dreams before that, and after that you further compounded those dreams and realized them?
Yeah, most certainly I would love to. Actually, for whatever I am today, there are two factors. Number one, my cancer surgeon Col Tyagvir who had gifted me Life 20 in 1997. And number two, the community. You will be surprised how come community connection when I started speaking with this electronics in December 1997 for the very first time. Believe me, people were running away from me. People were scared, like they have never heard such type of voice at all. And during that time, the speech language therapists, which are now too many in India, even in US, there are 73,000 speech language therapists are there just to teach you how to speak like this. And there was no facility available, so I practiced all by myself. I learned myself by myself, and then when people started running away, I realized that if I'm going to stop speaking, it is going to be a frustration. Just imagine, Kanadam, a day when you wake up and you realize that your voice is not coming out. What will be the anger? What will be the frustration? And what not? So, having understood the situation at that time, like people were running away, I decided that yes, now this is the time to accept the challenge and to move on, because if I start worrying about the people, I cannot survive. I was the only breadwinner for my family. My son was 21, another son was 19, my wife was 42 at that time, and so decided that yes, I am going to move on, come on to me, and that's how things went on. And one more thing, I was and I am into marketing business. जो 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 बोलता है वही बिकता है, अगर मैं बोलूंगा नहीं तो बिकेगा कैसे? And
So,
that's how I continued my business for 10 years non-stop. And well,
so the
that's it actually.
guys, can you see that he is the man? He is the man who is running business successfully. Okay, despite having this handicap, rather he has converted the handicap into a blessing. He decided to spring sprout further, means he rather challenge the cancer, and he wanted to grow further, and he did that, and he is the living example of such kind of gentleman that who has won, and who has not only grown, who has grown humongously in his business, in his life, in his career, and in his passion. Rather, he is living the passion now. What he was a businessman, he is beyond the businessman now. And can you see that what kind of instrument he is using for his speaking? Can you tell once again for our audience what is this instrument like?
Well, it is electrolytics, and it is battery operated. I have to use this specific battery inside my instrument, and that's how I'm speaking. And yes, I must admit, that's how I'm repeating. I must admit that I am having officially two mouths. one first my wife, and this is
Okay.
my another spouse. I mean, and yes, yeah, if I do make, I have to hold this mouse in my palm. Otherwise, I cannot make at all.
See, there will be thousands of viewers who must be watching this, and they must be getting inspired that how beautifully by using this instrument you are communicating, and with such a great smile. See, this is the inspiring thing. With such a great smile, no regret or no pain at all. Thank you so much, Mr. Shah. Beautiful, beautiful. Now let me ask you another thing, which now you are in the uh, as an inspirational speaker, you are a motivational speaker, you are enlightening the path of millions who are suffering from such kind of dreaded disease, helping them to come out of their problems or their emotional turmoil. So I wanted that how do you building the bridge between head, heart, and the gut? I know that head is your total logical mind, heart is your emotional, and where you combine the heart with the head, it becomes the gut feeling. And that is what we say, gentlemen, use your gut feeling when you want to take a decision. Okay, if you take totally decision with the head, logical, you may go wrong. If you take totally heart, again you might go wrong because totally emotional decision might go wrong. But when you combine the head with the heart, 99.9 your decisions will be correct, and you are bridging that gap between these three things. Please let us know for the benefit of our viewers.
Rajab, this is a fascinating question, and I will be once again more than happy to answer that. Sam, I have not learned anything in Harvard, not even in Cambridge, or not any of the world best university, but I learned from University of Experience.
Yes.
I must tell you one thing, you know, I must tell you one thing that I really don't know how to play chess. I don't know absolutely even at this age. My grandson Ivan, he can defeat me in less than 2 minutes. But when it comes to the making move in the life, I know how to deal with, and that is the outcome of learning things out of university of experience. Coming to the bridge part, some I have an extension between two brains, extension between the two brains, and then 3.5 feet long, maybe little less than 3 feet long bridge between a dart and cut. But I have four pillars. Number one, acceptance. Number two, confidence. Number three, troubleshooting. And number four, adding momentum. So these are the four pillars
Can you repeat again,
in
Mr.
my
Shah? Can you
bridge.
repeat again for the viewers?
Yeah, when my bridge between a art and gut is on four pillars. Number one, acceptance. Number two, confidence. Number three, troubleshooting. And number four, uh, well, I just forgot. Number four is uh,
No issue, no issue.
sorry.
Hmm.
But and then these are four pillars, and I have surfaced this bridge with the gratitude, if Colonel Sam has invited me for this talk show. I will never forget that. Yes, he has invited me. I'm having a privilege. I'm not saying I'm having honor. I'm saying it is my privilege that I am on your platform, and that's so I also raise the gratitude. Sorry, I also made the praise with the gratitude. I don't forget people who have supported me in any manner at any point of time.
What a
So these
wonderful,
are the
what a wonderful learning, Mr. Saha, that you have brought out. That bridging the gap between the head, heart, and gut. It is your what you have learned is from your university of experience. Beautiful phrase you have used. University of experience is much bigger than any university, whether Oxford or Harvard. And another thing you have said that gratitude is the biggest bridge between these three. And I am 100% fully agree with you that being grateful to someone is the biggest thing to overcome your negativities. Yes, no doubt you can overcome any kind of negativities. Practice the gratification every day. Gratitude is the end of every negativity. I am fully agree with you. And that university of
uh,
experience which you have brought out is another wonderful phrase. uh, Many people will not realize that what you have already said, that life throws surprises every day. And you said that you know how to negotiate the life obstacles, and that is where it is something like a cricket match. As the
exactly.
ball comes, and then you either play a chakka or you get out,
Correct,
you
sir.
make a sixer or you get out. So yes.
Correct, sir. It must be a telepathy with you at this moment. I was about to interrupt you when you spoke about this. So, live, I mean, we are watching 2020 off and on, and see, life is similar to that. You never know what next ball is going to be. It could
Yes,
be googly,
yes,
it could be
yes.
mountain. Now, the technique is how you play bouncer into the six, or how you hook the ball, bouncer ball into the six. That is the expertise, and that's what we have to do it. One more thing I would like to add before we go to the next question. गणेशम दीवार मूवी का एक बढ़िया डायलॉग है which is known to everybody. अमिताभ बच्चन इज सेइंग मेरे पास में बंगला है, कार है, ये वो है, तुम्हारे पास क्या है? Then Shashi Kapoor is saying मेरे पास माँ है. So courage, courage is similar to ma. You cannot buy ma, you cannot buy courage. You have to develop it, and once you develop it, nobody can stop you. And that is how you are colonel. That is how too many individuals are joining Air Force, Navy, and military. And so, simply by lifting the machine gun, it doesn't work. You need to have a courage first, then you can use machine gun. Otherwise, you cannot. I mean, being in a at most and flying MiG-29 at 34,000 feet, you know pretty well at the time of takeoff that I am not sure whether I will be coming back or not. But you have only one mission, one courage, one passion. That yes, I have to do it, and that is the courage. And this courage no money can buy, for sure, 1000% sure.
So very rightly brought out, Mr. Shah, and very inspiring, and it resonates so well with me and maybe the audience as well. You don't have courage pill in the market. There is no pill available for the courage. Okay, courage comes by taking the calculated risk. Courage muscles you can develop only by taking calculated risk. And courage, there is no pill that you go and buy courage and have it. So, like a mother, okay, single, the courage is single. I What a sentence you have used, that the courage is only one, mother is only one. Yes, Everybody doesn't have that courage. Beautifully brought out, beautifully. People should learn this, that what courage is all about. It is one only. And if you have a courage, I think 99% your problems of life can always be taken care of. And let me another thing which you have already brought out. Courage is not opposite of fear. Courage is not opposite of fear. Courage is taking action in the presence of fear. And fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real, which in 99% of the nine time is doesn't come true. So if the moment you are taking action in the presence of fear, you are courageous. And that is what you have done. That is what you have done when you down with this kind of thing and you said, okay, I will move on. That taking action is the courage. And you are the epitome of courage. There is no doubt. That is why you have been named as a man of courage. Okay. So next, my question comes is, if you would like to talk about little bit about the more about the courage, because courage is not opposite of fear. You may like to say something.
Yes, gonna jump take a important point. I would like to narrate, you know, God is so kind, but God is tremendously smart. He is sending us on this planet as a human being along with his mind, but he has gifted us few more things. He has not appointed so-called CRM, customer relationship manager. Number two is not sending you any kind of notification that when are you going to be addicted, and no Amazon, no any website is giving taking any of your booking for going up. So therefore the best part is stop worrying about the life, stop worrying about tomorrow and start living in today. And at times we are making the list like, okay, I have to do this tomorrow, day after. So don't make list for tomorrow, make list for today. Make list for today, and once you will start making the list for today and you will be doing it today, you are out of stress. There is nothing pending by the time you go to bed. And one more thing again, I would like to add that don't ever complain to the God, why me? This one sentence, why me? Throw it out, throw it out from your life, trash it, delete it. Like you are like you are deleting unwanted messages, unwanted images from your smartphone. Similarly, delete why me from your life, and the day on which you will delete this why me, there will not be any kind of stress. Gonna just give me a liberty to speak a little bit more about the alphabet. You, me, we have already learned like A like apple, B like baby, and C like cat. Now time has changed. The expecting mothers, the parents of these small kids, now they have to teach alphabet differently. It should be A like acceptance, A like Atmanirbharta, B like brave, and C. Do you know there are more than 100 words starting with C? C is communication, C is courage, C is confidence, C is community, C is caregiver, C is commitment. So the mothers, they must take a class for their kids with one letter C. throughout the month, and then they like dedication, they like deliverables, he like evaluation. I like India, I like indulgence, she like gratitude, we like patience, we like persistence. These are the alphabet to be taught to the newborn babies. And believe me, once the baby or kids growing up and they learn all these stuffs one by one, believe me, the like depression will never knock the door at any point of time. They won't be needing any kind of anti-depression at all throughout their life. They could be a soldier, they could be a colonel, they could be a brigadier, they could be anybody.
I think the government should listen your this advice that how they should change the textbooks of the primary children. And I am fully agree in agreement with you that instead of C for cat or D for dog, if we C for courage, C for commitment, C for character, if we bring on those words, or D for determination, I think that inculcating right from the childhood will certainly make a difference, and it can change the psychology of a child. Yes, I fully agree with a wonderful suggestion. I think you must write to the Human Resource Ministry to think over these things. Uh, Beautiful suggestion. Let me tell you, this you mentioned about that thinking about only present, not the past or not the future, and you talk about don't worry. So I recently conducted one session like this, where I said, are you a warrior or are you a warrior? And let me tell you, uh, I called another speaker that day, and it went so well, and that is why I kept the name of my session is win life like a warrior. Okay, there is no reason that you should start worrying, rather you should win the life as a warrior who never stops, who never fails, and he never feels defeated. And what is failing? The moment you stop working, you are failed. But so long as you are working, you are getting up every after failure, you never fail. Life doesn't fail. So the thing which you have said is that why do you worry? Be in the present. Neither think of past nor the future. Wonderful learning. Wonderful learning. Another thing I tell you, that your mind is the plays a very deceptive game. Either it is in the present, sorry, in the past, or it is in the future. It is never in the present. So try to bring that mind, which is like a pendulum between the past and the future, bring it at the center, and then you will never face any problem. Beautifully done, beautifully summed up by you. And here comes my another question for you, Mr. Shah. I'm sure my audience will be having a lot of wisdom today, and they will be pretty happy that someone like you is giving such a uh, finer points of life. See, you have gone through such a so much of a difficult time, but you have never allowed that difficulty to come on your face or come in your way of progress, way of your dreams. I would like to know that despite such, uh, you are a differently enabled person, how do you manage your energy, such an infectious energy of your actions on your face? That is something to be learned from you.
Kanajam, give me liberty. I would like to show you not one, not two, but three posters.
See.
This was the poster of 2015-2015.
Beautiful, beautiful.
This poster I made after doing 100 talk shows, 100 talk shows. Say, I mean, as you said earlier, what I did is, or I mean, we are talking about the catch. What is the catch of the life? So I decided to use my disability or my differently speaking enable listening voice into opportunity. Now, I mean, yes, fortunately, I am known as a counselor, I am known as a captivative inspirational speaker. So I decided that I want to use my listening voice for reaching out my dream. And you asked me about my dream, and I must talk in the front of all the listeners that Live 2.0 is far, far, far better than Live 1.0 I have lived earlier. It is fabulous, fantastic, fascinating life, no complaint at all. And believe me, every day I'm doing my best to add momentum every day. I just would like to I just would like to cite a very small example. 31st May this year was a World No Tobacco Day, and 2 weeks earlier, 2 weeks before, I received a call from a very, very prominent head and neck cancer surgeon from Mumbai. Is controlling cancer in 170 countries. He called me up and he said, Shrenik, I want you to conduct my interview on 31st of May for World No Tobacco Day. Kanasam, what could be a better privilege than this?
No doubt, no doubt. So that is the source of your energy.
And see, I mean, let me tell you one more thing. He did not accommodate me, but though he has not accommodated me, he was too kind. He has expressed his gratefulness that Shrenik, you interviewed me. He must have performed more than 10,000, 20,000 surgeries till date, and why he has chosen me for interview. So this is the outcome of the distinct voice. This is the outcome of differently enabled voice, and whatever I could do a little in last 10 years for the community globally.
Beautiful, beautiful, Mr. Shah. So inspiring your words that Mr. Shah 1.0 is inferior than the Mr. Shah 2.0. So 2.0 is much better than the 1.0. And at the same time, that you have been even inspiring the doctors who are operating thousands of thousand people. And that inspiration or that contribution to others is your source of energy. And I really salute you for that. And hats off to your kind of positivity. Next, my question comes, Mr. Shah, with this related is that how come you have connected with three things? First is the hands of hope, then courage, and the confidence. The three words I have seen somewhere where you have mentioned the hands of hope and the courage and the confidence. You are living with these three things. Can you just throw some light on that?
Yes, Kanasam, see, I mean, I had experience, I had experience what was the death or handshake with the death back in 1997, and I just moved away from that fear मुझे पता है कि आदमी लाइफ में एक ही बार मरता है, बार बार नहीं। अगर बार बार मरेंगे तो फिर मरने का कोई मजा नहीं। इट इज एज सिंपल एज दैट। सो और यह एक और बात मैं आपको हिंदी में बताना चाहूंगा।
बिल्कुल।
अगर टीचर क्लास में पढ़ाता है, बार 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 स्टूडेंट टीचर को इंटरप्ट करेगा, ये करेगा वो करेगा, तो दो दो तीन बार वार्निंग देने के बाद में उसको क्लास में से बाहर निकाल देगा। सेम इज द लॉ ऑफ देयर। अब उनके उनके काम में अपने को टांग अड़ाने की क्या जरूरत है? अपने बाजू में दूसरा कोई काम नहीं है क्या?
Yes, yes,
सो
yes.
सो उसको उसको उसका काम करने दो, अपने को अपना काम। लेकिन कमिंग टू दैट एंड सो see, I have witnessed, after considering countless number of known and unknown faces globally through one-to-one, through group talk show, and through my live talk show, as well as more than 100 talk shows in last 1 year. See, I have understood one thing, that giving up hope, say doctor के priority क्या है? ये doctor's priority is treating patients. Whatever that, oh, doctor won't be doing a kind of a counseling all the time, because his or her priorities are different. So if I can give a little bit of hope कि मैं और see मेरा starting point to when I start speaking with the patient or survival. Number one, मैं आपको बताऊँ, this is my 24th year. और जैसा मैं 24th ईयर बोलूंगा ना, then बात और शिव लेवल स्मार्ट, अरे यार ये इसका 24 हुआ तो मेरा क्यों नहीं होगा? So that is first of. Second, I would say I have survived stage 4 cancer. So again that will give additional hope. यार मुझे तो अभी फर्स्ट स्टेज है, सेकंड है, थर्ड है, अगर ये बच गया तो मैं क्यों नहीं? So
Absolutely.
these are two key points. I start my talk with anybody I am counseling for last more than 10-11 years. और वो उसके बाद में I start more in confidence. Conversation, I don't leave patient or caregiver till I convince them totally. And I don't care about time. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 50 minutes. I don't leave them. Ultimately, जब वो बोलेगा कि नहीं 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 अब बराबर आई एम कन्विंस, ठीक है नाउ। और एक और बात मैं बताना चाहूंगा, मेरा काम करना जब आई एम लाइक अ मिल्कमैन। When it comes to the inspiration, my activity is like a milkman. मेरा काम सिर्फ आपको मिल्क देना है, अमूल शक्ति, अमूल ताजा, अमूल गोल्ड, whatever। अब आप वो मिल्क में से आपको चाय बनानी है, कॉफी बनानी है, चीज बनानी है, पनीर बनानी है, या मिल्क केक बनानी है, that is your call। अब आपको सोचना है कि मुझे इसमें से क्या करना है। मैं मेरा काम सिर्फ मिल्क देने का है। सो आई एम एज सिंपल एज अ मिल्क मैन। वो सुबह में 5:30 को घर पर मिल्क देने के लिए आता है ना, आई एम एज सिंपल एज दैट, आई एम सिंपली अ मिल्क मैन। मेरा काम सिर्फ मिल्क देना है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन, मेंटेनेंस।
Perfect, perfect, perfect. You are the giver. You are the true giver, Mr. Shah. And let me just ask you another side of this. That you see, self-image plays a very important role in somebody's life. Okay, so self-image. If you have the self-image, then it get converted to the self-belief, and self-belief get converted into the self-confidence, and self-confidence converted into the self esteem, and the high self esteem finally brings you the growth mindset. So the bringing that self image beyond boundaries, you may like to say something on that.
When you chosen a very dear question to me. Believe me, Kannadam, for last 4 5 years, I have been addressing young generation. एक बात मैं आपको और ऐड करना चाहूँगा. I am not a doctor, and I am not going to be a doctor in this life for sure. Maybe I am having a privilege of giving lectures in the medical colleges. Dean himself sitting while I am delivering the lecture, and I address only one topic, that is image building. अगर आप image build बराबर करोगे तो then there is no reason of going back. एक
जिंदगी में कोई
बात और
प्रॉब्लम ही
मैं
नहीं होगा.
ऐड जी एग्जैक्टली, और मुझे एक बात और आपको ऐड करनी है पर्टिकुलरली फॉर यंग जनरेशन, and that is, you know it is a current requirement of multitasking. Multitasking is becoming a part of the life nowadays for young generation. But one point I would like to mention, that while being into multitasking, you must take care of deliverables. आप एक साथ में 10 काम करेंगे, 10 काम में से 8 काम या 9 काम में अगर आप डिलीवर नहीं कर पाओगे, then it will be a problem. और एक और बात इम्पोर्टेंट इसमें ये कि वर्ल्ड इज लाइक अ फॉर्मूला 1 रेस. अगर आप नहीं करोगे तो कोई और कर जाएगा. सो यू हैव टू बी स्मार्टर. हम लोग स्मार्ट मोड यूज करते हैं, लेकिन लाइफ में डिसीजन लेने के लिए, डिलीवर करने के लिए, कमिटमेंट फुलफिल करने के लिए हम लोग स्मार्ट नहीं होते, एंड दैट इज द मेजर ड्रॉबैक. सो आई एम टेलिंग एवरीबॉडी इन ऑल माय लेक्चर्स, 2 काम कम करो, लेकिन जो काम करो वो मन में करो. And 2 more points I would like to mention here. There is a typical difference between perfection and precision. Perfection करेंगे ना तो you will get a price of stone का प्राइस मिलेगा, लेकिन प्रिसीजन करेंगे तो डायमंड का प्राइस मिलेगा. Now it is your choice whether you want perfection or you want precision. और आज की तारीख में ये जितने भी सर्जन हैं, जो I mean that they're not the human engineering at their best. And why they are successful? Because they are into precision. वो लोग perfection का काम नहीं करते. They are doing precision work. People, patients, caregivers believe in precision work and not in perfection.
Very
And
right.
that is the difference. So I would like to submit that image building is most important, but and again multitasking is also equally important. But at the same time, if you are not able to deliver things in time, quality.
So here, the very important thing which comes out from your discussion, Mr. Shah, image, your self-image is very important. It is something like that. If you every day comes late in the meeting, everybody will term you as a latecomer. And once that image is built, you remain like that, and you lost all credibility. So from your self-image comes your self-belief, and self-belief get you self-confidence and then self-esteem. So if your image is poor, of course your self-esteem is poor, and then the difficult to negotiate the world. Second thing which you mentioned is that precision means whatever you do, you focus on that. Focus on few things and bring out a quality in that. very important lessons for the audience, minded audience. He has seen the life and he has overcome those obstacles of life which majority will dread to even step on that, even think of that. And this wisdom doesn't come so easy. Inculcate in your life will help you a lot. Mr. Shah, another thing which I would like, because I am normally conducting this discussions for the mid-career professional, because the people within age group of 30 to 45 or 50, you will find this is the lot which is the most difficult lot, in the sense this is the time when they are having the job crisis, they are having their parents who are growing, they are having the children whose responsibility is their school going children, they are the one who must be paying EMI, they are the one who are having the other responsibilities. And in such a turmoil environment, these guys go through the stagnancy of career. What suggestion you would like to give this lot of 30 to 45 or 50 years of age, where they negotiate their life in such a way, because they get perturbed very fast, and finally they don't want to get out of their comfort zone, they don't want to take any risk, and because of that they compromise their health, they compromise their relationship, and in the bargain they compromise their wealth. What would you like to suggest to these people?
Well, uh, earlier I spoke a bit about multitasking, deliverables, and kind of timely deliverables. But then there is another aspect I would like to suggest. Nowadays people are more into analysis, more into figures and stuffs like this, chart and stuffs. Actually, well, in last several years, I must have communicated with more than some 10,000 youngsters or working class individuals for one reason or the other. I mean, not about cancer, not about patients, but other than that. So I have one simple solution to this. We have 1440 minutes a day, 1440 minutes a day, 20 more hours. 60 minutes is 1440 minutes, where 1.38%, 1.38% of this entire day, that is 20 minutes, 12 minutes for meditation, 8 minutes for the music, 12 minutes for meditation, 8 minutes for music, ये 20 मिनट्स निकालने का डिफिकल्ट नहीं है। 5 मिनट फेसबुक में से निकालो, 5 मिनट इंस्टाग्राम में से निकालो, 5 मिनट यूट्यूब में से निकालो, और 5 मिनट लिंक्डइन में निकालो। आपका 20 मिनट्स का काम हो गया। Now this 1.38% of every day से हम लोग ने म्यूचुअल फंड में रोज आता है कि इन्वेस्ट इन म्यूचुअल फंड and you will get ROE. I mean return on investment। अब म्यूचुअल फंड में आपको इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ता है और इसमें एक नीचे नोट आती है टीवी में, दिस इज सब्जेक्ट टू मार्केट रिस्क। लेकिन ये जो मैं सजेशन देता हूँ 1.38%, you are not investing, you are not spending money, you are spending only your time, 20 minutes, 12 minutes for meditation, 8 minutes for the music. And if you are doing it every day, the ROI, return on investment is 507, 560 रिटर्न आपको मिलेगा विदाउट स्पेंडिंग सिंगल मनी फ्रॉम योर सेविंग अकाउंट। एंड this 12 minutes of meditation, 8 minutes of music, you will be getting a credit in your real account every day. There is going to be stability, there is going to be stress-free mind. You will be able to take necessary or right decision at the right time. There won't be any anger, there won't be any frustration, there won't be any depression, there won't be issue with the personal relationship. You can manage too many things at a time.
Very right. Very right. This 20 minutes of dedication daily in yourself. You are not investing in anybody, in yourself, your own time. And beautifully, you brought out that take 5 minutes from Facebook, 5 minutes for LinkedIn, 5 minutes for YouTube, and 5 minutes from WhatsApp. 20 minutes. What a remedy you have told. Means it's a wisdom. It's a wisdom which people will not get by paying any amount of money. Hats off, Mr. Shah. Hats off,
Or
Mr. Shah.
and ROE is 507. आप जब मैंने investment का return of investment देखते हैं तो इसमें 507% yearly interest, sorry, yearly return on this 20 minutes.
12 minutes of meditation and 8 minutes of gratitude. Yeah, yeah. Superb, superb. And 507% is the return on that. What a mathematics. Hats off. Finally, Mr. Shah, uh, second last question I have that what would you like to suggest to the audience, especially the mid career professionals? You see, the life goes through the various phases, stages of life. First is your survival stage. Initially, you survive, just survive. Then you go into little, when you grow in the profession, you become secure stage. And after the secure stage, when you are at the level of, say, GM or VP or something, then you further grow and you get into the successful stage, maybe CEO of a company or CEO of a company. But even after being successful, you're not happy at all. You're not happy. You may be having a lot of money, but that doesn't bring happiness. Happiness comes once you impact the life of others, what you have been doing it for ages. So, to achieve that significance in life, or you call it as fulfillment of life, can you suggest some pointers for our audience?
मैंने well, I had played one song at the start, so you know, forget about tomorrow, live in the moment. And see, I must admit one more thing. I mean, it is not simply about cancer, but in the similar phrase of cancer, see, I mean, then I will transform into different phrase. Say, cancer is like a stallion. Conundrum. Cancer is like a stallion. Either you ride on a stallion, else stallion is going to ride on you by default. Now you have to take a call. You have to take a call whether you want to ride or you want stallion to ride on you. Same formula is being applied in daily life when problems are coming solid right at that moment. Don't allow problem to pile up. Address it, troubleshoot it, and once you will start troubleshooting, believe me, trouble will run away from you. Problems will run away from you. Believe me, you must a troubleshooter. Another point, stay cool. कंडम क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड में कितने क्रिकेटर्स आए हैं they have played magnificent inning why MS धोनी की मूवी बनी why कितने सारे 1000 क्रिकेटर आ गए because cool mind, he knows how to manage the crisis. Almost gone game, almost gone game, almost gone world game. He won over why cool mind, meticulous playing, intelligent planning, and cool and calm playing, and addressing the problem systematically. It is never like कल देख लेंगे अगला next time देखेंगे. No, you are not you are not born to give up. You are not born to give up, and the day on which you start giving up, your life will give you up as well. अब आपको चॉइस करना है. आपको you have to take a call कि आपको क्या करना चाहिए या क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. It is as simple as that. करना सब ये ना, ये कोई यूनिवर्सिटी आपको नहीं सिखाएगी, कोई यूनिवर्सिटी आपको सर्टिफिकेट नहीं देगी. What I'm saying, because this is what I have learned, this is what I've experienced from my own life. And believe me, even every day I am learning something new. मेरे लिए learning, I don't consider myself as expert. I consider myself simply as a learner. I start learning. I keep on learning. I keep on understanding. I keep on adapting, and finally I keep on implementing in my own life. साहब एक बात सुन लीजिए. जब millions of people are there in this world who are uh, fortunately only able, अगर उनके समय मुझे टिकना है तो I have to do things differently. Otherwise मेरा तो कोई भाव पूछने वाला नहीं है. And that's what I have decided to use my disability, yeah, differently able speaking ability into the opportunities.
Yes, yes, yes. That is the lesson to be learned at the point of crisis. How do you convert that crisis into the opportunity? And that is what you have done. And Mr. Shah, as I understand, the crisis is a Latin word which is a meaning, literal meaning of this crisis is the point of decision. Means you have reached at a point where there are two ways. Either you go this way, left, or you go to the right way. And that decision taking capability comes with your mind, heart, and the gut. And when you combine together, you take a right decision and you reach at the right destination. That is what you have told in a very beautiful way, that take a decision now. Don't prolong the problems. Crack them now, attack them now. If you don't do that, then the problem will take over you, or the life will behave the way life goes on, or you control the life, or the life controls you. So, very rightly brought out, don't leave the things for tomorrow. Procrastination is the biggest problem of life. Don't do that. And great lesson, Mr. Shah, which you have brought out. And finally, I would like to ask you uh, that what is the last point you would like to give to my audience? Audience, let me just summarize it. Mr. Shah is a man of courage. Why I call him man of courage? Because he has the dreaded disease like a cancer. He has won over that. And the man, after that, he had defeated the cancer, been more successful than what he was before the cancer erupted. And his energy level, his success level, his passionate about his passion has increased manifold after that. And he is the one who has answered all the queries so far. So I am asking the last question from him, that what is your ultimate advice to the audience? Because the we people, in the minutest of the problem, we start giving up. He recently said just now that don't give up. Life is not giving up. Life is facing it up. Upfront face it up. and play it. That is life. Difficulties will come and go. Okay. When the life itself is not certain, how the problems can be certain? So that is what Mr. Shah is propagating. And I would like to listen from him. What is his final advice to you, audience? Mr. Shah.
Kanajam, I will be um, answering your question, but before that, I would like to share two of my very important activities. I am streaming like you are interviewing me. I am streaming Facebook Live EL series with this voice, with this device. This is the first time ever in the world. I have done 20 episodes, more than 35,000 views, and more are coming up. And I am inviting super specialists. These are the specialists. They really don't have time for even half an hour, but they are so kind to me that by simply one phone call, they are just saying yes, okay, I will be joining your platform for, delivering a knowledge sharing about cancer and other disease treatment protocols. So I am trying, along with my colleague Ravi, I am trying to bridge the gap between patients and super specialists so that you can have a knowledge, you can have information, reliable, dependable, adaptable knowledge and information from super specialist himself or herself. So that is what I'm doing, and believe me, this is first time ever in the world, not in India, first time ever in the world. My vocal cord cancer survivor streaming Facebook Live and series. That's one thing.
Live, Mr. Shah, on three platforms. You are live on YouTube, you are live on Facebook, you are live on LinkedIn. So that is a record of itself, probably. Mr. Shah, one thing which I forgot, I would not leave you before answering that. You have written your autobiography on something named Sehen Shah. Okay. Shah, I understand that your surname is there, but terming or naming it as a Sehen Shah, you may like to give 1 minute to that.
अ, शायद ये काम 1 मिनट में खत्म नहीं होगा, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है, और आई विल ट्राई. इसमें एक वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है.
You
See,
take your time.
yeah, so I have one friend in Delhi. His name is Ravindra, and well, we have been talking. We have never met in date, but like you, I mean, he's aware about my activities, etc. So he suggested to one of his friend about my activities, like whatever I'm doing. And then one morning I got a text from Ravindra. Hey sir, somebody want to write your biography. Oh my god, I jumped up. Unbelievable. I mean, I felt like my dream is coming true. So I said, no worries. And one more thing again, I would like to tell you that I never keep things pending for tomorrow. I said yes, anytime, give me a call. So is the author name is Jajveer Singh is also from Delhi. It was a conference call for about 10 minutes, and Jasveer, after I talked to him, our other conference call, he said, sir, I would like to have 40 minutes Zoom call. I said, sure, let's do it. 40 minutes later, we had a Zoom call, and within that 40 minutes conversation, he said that I want to write your biography, and now I said, fine, no worries. Kanacham, he said, I'm sending you questions for biography, and he had given me 10 days time that you complete the questions in 10 days time. I have completed entire all questions in 4 days instead of 10, 4 days. And Kanacham, it was our honeymoon time between myself and also honeymoon time. I'm repeating the word. It was a honeymoon time. We worked day and night 45 days, and 6 weeks later we were out with this. And yes, this title I am not selected. I said no, that this is not the right title, and I am too small person. I am very common man. I don't want this title. So he had warned me that sir, if you do not want me to keep this title, I am not going to write your biography. So I
Okay.
had no choice. I had no choice. So I had to surrender,
What is,
and that's how.
yeah, what is,
And Kannada, believe me, I never met Jasveer Singh or Ravindra in last. I would say I never met any of these two wonderful gentlemen till today. It was only our Zoom call or phone conversation. That's it. I never met any of this. So I'm truly grateful to these two wonderful people who I mean who made this who rather supported to accomplish my dream of biography.
what a declaration that somebody is writing autobiography without meeting and only on the Zoom call, and that too he had a uh, choice of his topic. Means you never wanted, and then he said either would write on this topic or not. It's very inspiring. I would like to ask: is it available on Amazon?
Yeah, it is available on Amazon as a paperback as well as ebook. I can share you the link later. I mean, after the this uh, session.
So the viewer, if you wanted to know about Mr. Shah more than this, what we have discussed, you can always go for Amazon and look for this book. So, Mr. Saab, what a personality! What a personality! You have answered all the question with a smile on your face. Variety of question, starting from the courage to the commitment to the fulfillment to how to handle the life. Life is a cricket match. I am really privileged to have you on this. And so I feel my audience must be mesmerized by your discussion, and there will be many takeaways from your discussion. So thank you, Mr. Saad. Thank you so much for coming to my show. And you are a true warrior. You are not only a warrior, you are a passion warrior. You are living your passion with the spirit of a warrior. And thank you so much. We'll keep in touch. And let me just